So, Robbie, you also serve as the chairman of the board of a private Christian college in Ohio. So you live in Pennsylvania, but you serve on a private college on the board as chairman of the board of the school in Ohio. So how long have you served on that board?
I joined the board in 2000, so 21 years I've been on the board, and I've been chair for the past 5.
Okay. Wow. So what have you learned from that experience, and how do you feel that that experience will help you serve in public education?
Well, I thought this was going to be a brief interview, so I'm not sure I can share with you all the things I've learned. It's been one of the most positive experiences of my life. It's been great. I've had the opportunity to work with a wonderful team. We've had 2 presidents now that have served during my tenure on the board, and just a overall very positive experience. There are things, obviously, in the business of governing that are sticky and can sometimes become difficult. But to work with a team that leans into those problems and doesn't run from them, we pray significantly about what we're doing and try to saturate our decisions in prayer with a perspective not being driven by fear. What will people think if we do this? But what is best for the students? How can we best provide the educational opportunity that will prepare them for life, for a life of ministry in that context? That has been just a very satisfying experience. Getting to work with a Dr. Wingrove Taylor has been life-changing. Just to watch him in moments of difficulty and how he responded with grace. He was a big fan of Robert's Rules of Order, and actually he was the vice chairman, and we had an older chairman at the time, and the president felt like it probably made sense to have a younger vice chairman to kind of move up in that role. And so Dr. Taylor, as the sitting vice chairman, nominated me to take his spot. But he said he would do that under one condition, that I come to school with him. And so I said, Dr. Taylor, what do you mean about going to school with you? And he said, you must become a master in Robert's Rules of Order.
Oh, absolutely.
So he modeled that, and he brought a book with him to every meeting. And I don't think that I've probably arrived at the place he would want me to, but I'm a student in Robert's Rules of Order. And I think it helps not to choke discussion, but it helps to channel discussion and give everyone a level playing field. So I have really enjoyed that experience. There are things that we can improve on, and we're trying to do that. We have some great perspective from the different board members, but that experience, I think, has helped to prepare me for seeing governance happen. And some people will complain and say, well, we don't agree with the decision the board made. Well, maybe I don't either, but I'm part of the board. I am not the board. And as the chairman, many times I don't even vote. So unless it's a ballot vote, I pretty much call the vote, but I don't vote. But it's my responsibility to kind of maintain the perspective that we are a unit, and whether I agree with it personally or not, when I leave the board meeting, it's time to support it. So I think that experience has been very good to help stretch me from just a personal focused perspective on this is what I think needs to happen, to accept the wisdom that comes from a group of people who make a decision. I know the situation is quite different. We don't have the public in our board meetings. We don't have a live stream, whereas through COVID, many of the board meetings at Northern Lebanon would be held over Zoom. And so there's obviously a lot more perspective from the public that happens in this dynamic than would happen in ours. So I think it's going to be very different, but I think at the core, good governance kind of crosses those barriers, and the components that are necessary for good governance in a private Christian college in Ohio many times are going to apply to a public district here in Pennsylvania.
Yeah, that's good. And thank you for bringing up the whole aspect of Robert's rules. That is so central to good governance. And a lot of people don't understand how boards are supposed to work, and that, it's a collaboration of ideas and individuals bringing forward ideas to try to come to the very best solutions. Sometimes they're unanimous, often they are not, but at the
Right.
end of the day, it's that collaborative effort that runs the day. And a lot of times people in the public look on and they say the board made such and such a decision and I don't like it. And so then everybody gets stuck with, that even though the whole board does have to support that decision because that's the way it works, doesn't necessarily mean that everybody on the board agreed with that decision.
Right.
And I think it's important for the public to understand that. But yeah, thanks for bringing that out.